guys, it's
Joshua.
Savannah. In today's video, we are going to be reading some creepypasta scary stories
For y'all today.
I don't know how many, it just depends on how long it ends up being. So, yeah.
9 minutes.
So, we're just going to alternate reading
Ow!
between each paragraph.
Hit me, asshole.
Backhand you? That was not a hit.
Okay, so this one's called... Okay, phone's at 4%. Love that. This one's called My Roommate Joined a Cult.
Oh, I'm starting?
Yeah.
I don't have a scary voice, so it's just going to be my normal voice. Deal with it!
My normal voice. We love that.
Okay. I'm a student at Bridgewater State in Massachusetts. I share a dorm with my roommate, Wallace.
Love that.
We both major in computer science, and that's all we've ever talked about on the rare occasions that we actually speak to one another.
Same.
We don't have much else in the way of common ground.
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 You see, Wallace is an old guy. An old guy, I meant odd. Dyslexic. He's very socially awkward and doesn't have many friends, if any at all. I've only seen him talking to his professors, and one time, the janitor. It's safe to say that Wallace is a recluse. Because of this, I don't know much about him. I would love for the guy to open up more, but I'm not sure how to get about doing that. Besides, I have enough on my plate as it is between exams and struggle of day-to-day finances. As a cliche as it might sound, yep, love that. Ramen is a popular meal on campus. Love that.
Another one of Wallace's quirks is his obsessive-compulsive nature, me. He conducts himself in a very specific manner and has his daily routine mapped out to a T. It never changes. When he wakes up, he brushes his teeth, making sure to gargle and spit exactly 3 times.
Can't relate.
He then puts on a striped shirt followed by khaki pants. His wardrobe never changes. He always arrives to class 5 minutes early and turns in his assignments a day before they are due. This is how it's always been.
How do I know all this? Well, being a socially awkward hermit, Wallace didn't tell me these things. I don't know. I don't think he's even aware that this routine is a byproduct of OCD. But I'm not claiming to know exactly what causes psychology. It's just something I've picked up on during the 2 years I've lived with the guy. It's almost impossible not to notice.
Knowing Wallace's usual behavioral patterns, I noticed that something wasn't right. He began sleeping in his clothes, not brushing his teeth, and not passing in his assignments on time. Eventually, he stopped sleeping in our dorm altogether. After over a day of not seeing him,
Do you sleep in the hallway?
things started looking grim. Like me.
Same. In finding his laptop and turning it on, I felt like a fool. The thing was as clean as a whistle, at least to my eyes. You see, though I pride myself in my tech know-how, Wallace is far more adept in the field. It was safe to say that I wouldn't find a shred of evidence as to where he might be, or what he'd be doing. No journal entries, no browsing history, no nothing. Same again.
Feeling anxious, I thought about any other potential ways to continue my hunt for the truth. That's when something clicked. Like I said before, I sometimes saw Wallace talking to the janitor in the halls. He was the only person I had ever seen him speak with at length. It was possible that he would know something about Wallace's state of affairs.
That was a short paragraph. It's not fair. Later that night, I exceeded my dorm and wandered the halls. Eventually, I found Chuck, the janitor. Chuck. Love that. I tried to be gentle when confronting him, as he had his back to me and was known to be hard of hearing. Still, when I tapped him on the shoulder, he jumped. Holy cheese balls, you nearly scared me half to death. Chuck laughed through his bushy, gray mustache. What can I do you for, son? He thought, okay. Jesus, this is long. Okay, I told Chuck.
I told Chuck about my predicament and how I was concerned for Wallace, having not seen him in a while. Chuck's happy expression transformed into a look of unease and tension. He seemed to know a bit more than I did.
Well, here's the thing. Wallace is a good kid, and we do chat from time to time. I happen to know where he might be, but I wouldn't feel comfortable blurting out the details of his social life to anyone who asked, even if you are his roommate.
Social life? Wallace didn't have a social life.
Same.
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 I pressured Chuck into letting me in on the secret. I really laid it on thick, expressing a great deal of concern for Wallace's well-being. Being the nice old janitor...
Canada.
Being the nice old janitor that Chuck is, he eventually gave in.
Okay, I understand. Just please don't tell him that I told you, okay? And I nodded, eagerly awaiting for him to reveal Wallace's whereabouts. Wallace has been feeling really, really down lately. He's got no one to talk to but me. The kid wanted some friends, people that he could hang out with and talk to, you know? I listened closely for the details. I so desperately sought after... Oops.
So, Wallace went on something he called, what was it? The Deep Web? On there he found a group of people. They called themselves the Clan of the Red Wolf, or something like that. They invited him to one of their meetings. That's probably where he is right now. He seemed pretty excited when he told me about it. In fact, it's all he's been talking about for the past week.
There, that was it. This was a bit of info I needed, the key to finding Wallace. I thanked Chuck and gave him a good night wave as I ran back to my dorm room. From the sounds of it, Wallace got himself involved with another group of people who share in his interests, and eventually they invited him to hang out in real life. I had their name, the Clan of the Red Wolf, and that's all I needed to find them on the deep web myself. Soon enough, I would be able to find my missing roommate. I would not go on the deep web if I were you. Whatever your name is.
It took quite a while, but I finally managed to find a deep web forum pertaining to the so-called clan. It contained nothing but a description and a series of videos. Here's the description as it appeared on the site.
Welcome to your new belief system. We are the Clan of the Red Wolf, and we're here to help. There are 7 educational videos on the site. About killing? Is that what this is? Hello? Each tailored to a specific belief that we want to share with you. You are asked to watch these programs to understand our doctrine. Love that.
Doctrine?
Shut up. If you make it to the last one, you will be invited to our den. Good luck. Who calls it den anymore? Please, people.
Couldn't be me.
Exactly.
The summary... That's the face Shane makes in his video.
What video?
His most recent in his Jake Paul series.
Mm.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Shout out to Shane, by the way.
The summary was bizarre, but nothing less than what I'd expected. Scrolling further, I noticed that all the videos were titled similarly. Day 1, Day 2, and so on. Naturally, I watched them.
I'm sorry. I just remembered when you hit your head. The whole series reminded me of an old war. It was made in the style of a vintage cartoon, starring a wolf as the main focus, not a normal wolf, but a cartoon caricature version of one. Picture a character similar to Wall-E Coyote. Love that.
In each video, the wolf learned a new clan value from the campy male narrator. Not unlike old cartoons, the wolf comically goes against the narrator's wishes and suffers the consequences before learning his lesson. Every video ends with the narrator saying, "Join the pack. You never have to feel alone again." I guess that was the selling point for Lonely Wallace.
I'm spooked. Not yet. I will share with you a bit of transcript from each video along with any points of interest. Video 1, Wildlife. Treat Flora and Fiona with dignity and respect. They're people too. Trees provide you with air you breathe, and animals share the earth with you, keeping you from being alone. They deserve more than you ever will. Oh, shit. Wolf relieves himself on Tree. Tree falls on top of him, crushing his head and revealing the blood and brain matter inside. That was deep and dark. Sorry.
I need to go to the doctors or something because my throat is like not having it. Video
Ew.
2.
Thicker than blood. Ew, RIP headphone users.
Video 2. Thicker than blood. Ooh.
Ew.
Your blood is the most important material in your earthly vessel. The clan requires this sample upon joining our order. This is a requirement for all pledges. Our blood must flow as one for us to work together and save the planet.
Wolf enters a room full of cloaked figures. Clan members. Members? Yeah, I love that. All members are in line giving blood samples. The wolf refuses to have his blood drawn and walks away. A cloaked figure sneaks up on him and slices his throat with a dagger. Video focuses on Wolf bleeding out for a few moments before fading to black. Video 3, Obey or Suffer. Jesus, why did I pick this one?
Remember what happened to our friend when he didn't give his blood to the cause? He didn't obey our order's rules, so he had to suffer the consequences. Remember, the clan's laws are important. You must obey or perish. Trust me, it's worth it.
I don't believe it is.
Shows the wolf bleeding out again, only now a few cloaked figures are on top of him, stabbing his corpse repeatedly.
Oh boy. The clan of the Red Wolf is often misunderstood. Because of this, it is
Bet you didn't
important.
read the video 4.
Vow of secrecy. Secrecy. Love that. The clan of the Red Wolf is misunderstood. Because of this. Sorry, got notifications. Because of this, it is important to never tell anyone of our existence. Under any circumstances, you may only speak about clan activity with other clan members. Break this rule, you will perish. Poof.
Dismissed.
Gone. You've been stopped. Do I look?
Wolf is shown talking to his wolf pals and showing them his new cloak. A cloaked figure walks in frame with what looks like a semi-automatic weapon and opens fire. The wolves fall to the ground, dead. The cloaked figure gives a thumbs up before the video ends.
Video 6. Tasks and rituals. I already hate this. As a new recruit, you will be asked to carry out various tasks ranging...
You weren't in frame.
Isn't that better off? Ranging from the mundane to the fantastique. Mundane? Ha! Most of these missions will involve fetching ingredients for our rituals. As boring as that may sound, it is the most important thing you can ever do for the clan. Rituals are what give you the clan power. Without this power, we cannot get rid of the video. Get rid of the world of what plagues it. Wolf fails to bring ingredients to clan members for ritual. Jump cut to Wolf being sacrificed on a black altar. Stop atop of a pentagon. Not a pentagon, a pentagram. That's what I said. Atop of a pentagram carved into the floor. He's beaten, cut open, and eventually torn apart by his fellow clansmen. Loving this.
Okay. Video 7. Mortal. When accepted as a full-fledged clan member, you are no longer considered human.
Human.
You will be one of us. From that point forward, you are discouraged from any and all human interaction unless it is deemed necessary to the cause. Humans are vile, filthy, disgusting, and dangerous creatures.
Okay then. I swipe.
We seek to exterminate them once and for all. Any human who knows of our existence and isn't deemed worthy enough to join must be killed. Nature is your only friend. Wolf is walking down a main street-like environment and can be seen waving to everyone he sees. He comes upon a clan member who then pierces his gut with a long blade and tosses him aside in the road, where he is then run over by numerous cars.
Oh my god.
He literally, all he did was breathe. And he got murdered.
What? Ew, why is that happening? What happened?
No, you're just continuing. Just read that.
The content of the videos were incredibly jarring. I almost couldn't believe that such a cult could actually exist, let alone that Wallace would join them. He must have really been lonely. The last video exceeded with the same. Join the pack, spile, and then faded out to the screen with a series of numbers. I assumed this was an invitation into the den. Perhaps an encrypted set of coordinates leading to the clan's lair. That, I thought, must have been where Wallace had gone. I wrote 2. I read 2. But
Okay.
You don't have to since that one's long.
I wrote down the code and immediately started doing some research to begin cracking it. Just as I was in the thick of things, something hit me. One of the videos stated that you couldn't talk to anyone about the clan under any circumstances, but Wallace talked to Chuck. That didn't make any sense. Wallace was a stickler for rules. Bitch is thirsty.
Another fact hit me. The video stated that you could... Oh. Oops. So either Chuck was a clansman, or Wallace broke a cardinal rule. Neither theory held much water. If Chuck was a member, then why would he have told me anything without either recruiting or killing me? And if Wallace was so eager to be accepted into a strict cult, then why would he disobey their wishes? I couldn't make much sense out of either angle. I eventually gave in to the notion that perhaps Wallace simply discarded the rules in Leo of this excitement. Yeah, there we go. He was finally going to have friends, so he had to tell everyone. This didn't completely sit well with me, but I had to go back to cracking the code. I didn't have time to dwell on uncertainties. There we go. Just read
Okay.
all those lines.
Just then, there was a knock on my dorm room door, followed by a voice.
Shit.
It's Chuck the janitor. I'm here to tidy up your room.
No.
Chuck never cleaned dorm rooms. That wasn't part of his job. I'm all set, I yelled, hoping he would leave me be. The knocking ceased. There was a long stretch of silence, followed by a soft, metallic creak.
Shit.
The doorknob was turning.
No.
Oh, that's where it ends? Are you kidding me?
That's where it ended.
Like, the end.
So, on a level 1 to 5, on how scary it was.
How scary?
It was like a 3 for me. It wasn't really scary.
Yeah, it was like 2.5. A strong 2.5. Like, it wasn't really scary. The end was creepy, but I feel like it was a lot of information
That we really didn't need.
but it didn't even end up we didn't even end up needing it, because I feel like that could have been a longer story, like an actual story, you know what I mean? But
entertainment wise, I was pretty hooked on it, so I'll give it a solid 3.
Yeah, 3. Same.
Same.
I'm pretty critical when it comes to reading because I love reading, and I read at an adult level, so I have higher expectations when it comes to writing and reading, so.
But that was only the first one. God, fuck. Why'd you scream like that?
Because I looked over and she was just there.
I thought you guys would be done.
No.
It's a lot longer than we thought it would be.
You have to keep that in. That was so funny.
I just looked over and there was just a face, and I just reacted. Like, I knew it was her immediately, obviously, but my brain didn't have time to process. I was just like... But it was also, like, delayed. Like, I saw her face, I waited a second, and then I screamed. Just like, I knew who she was, but I screamed anyways.
Alright, guys, this is Late Night Pizza. It's time for my channel.
My channel.
Currently dead.
I literally threw you. Whew.
It was 10 minutes till close when I heard the door swing open. Jingle, jingle. Ugh, a customer. This late? It was my first day at Tony's Pizzeria, and I was eager to get home. My manager, Mason... Mason? Is that you? Had to leave early. His infant son had a fever, and I was left alone in the close-up. Sighing... Sorry, I can't breathe. I put down the broom and made my way to the front. May I help you? I stopped.
The store is empty. Everything was as I left it. The chairs lifted onto the tables, the lights dim, the silverware and Parmesan shaker sitting on the shelf above the garbage.
Hello, I called, but only silence met my ears. I shrugged and went back to sweeping. The store was really quiet. The only sound was my broom scratching against the floor as I swept shreds of mozzarella across the floor. Only 5 minutes till close, I thought, glancing up at the clock. Then I can finish cleaning. Lock up and get out of here. But I scarily swept another few feet of the store. Hello? Nobody was there. But this time the front door was open.
Hello, I called again, louder this time, hoping my voice would reach the outside. Beyond the light spilling out into the patio, there was total darkness. I couldn't even make out the parking lot or the trees. What if there's something out there? Watching. If there was, I wouldn't even know.
This is already an hour and a half. I picked up the broom and began sweeping around the tables, but I couldn't silence the voice echoing in my head. What if someone's out there? I stared at the glass, at the shadows across the patio, shifted and swayed with the wind. What if someone's trying to rob us? I'm all alone, no weapons, no security system, just an old lock on a glass door. I shook the thoughts from my head and continued sweeping. I was nearly done when...
Slam! A loud noise from the back of the pizzeria. I jumped. Hello? I called, starting to shake. I gripped the broom tight as if it were a weapon and stepped forward. Hello? Thump, thump. Hello? I rounded the corner.
The back door was wide open. The stretch of the dumpster in the alley filled the room, along with gusts of cold air. But no one was there. I ran over and shut the door, then I dragged a chair in front of it, and I was stacked of empty pizza boxes for good measure. It's a windy night, you're just scaring yourself. I took a deep breath, the mozzarella twirling and sticking under my broom. Just finish cleaning, lock up, and get out of there. I finished sweeping, and back then walked towards the front of the store.
Slam! I jumped and ran to the back door. It was wide open. The chair was kicked over, the pizza boxes were wildly strewn about, but the room was still empty.
This is creepy. I hate this. That's it. Closed the door again, grabbed my coat, then I ran out of the store, through the shadows until I reached the familiar cold metal of the car. If he fires me for the dirty floor, so be it. Better than getting murdered over here. I yanked the door open, dove in, and pulled out of the parking space. As I turned on the main road, I heard tap tap, a soft clicking sound above the brush of the car. Tap tap. I tried to ignore it as I drove, but it got louder. Tap tap. It sounded like it was coming from behind me. Fuck that. That's when I would have been jumped out of the car, rolled, and got up. And there, breaking in the darkness of the back seats, was a man's face. I screamed, the car swerved wildly, narrowly missing the gutter. I jolted to stop, leaped out of the car.
Then I pulled out my phone and called 911. 911, what's your emergency? There's someone in my car. They were trying to get in the pizza shop as I cleaned up, and then I stopped. I could see through the window that the back seat was completely empty. That's so creepy!
I hate this. You didn't finish sweeping the floor before closing up, he yelled. Oh, the next day I came into work shaken, but Mason only added to that. You didn't finish sweeping the floor before closing up, he yelled. The entire half was bits of food, even a dirty toothpick. He sat down and sighed. I'll let it slide this time, but if you do this again, I'm going to fire you. Mason, I'm so sorry. I would have cleaned it, but he eyed me suspiciously. I'm not one for excuses, you know that.
I know, but I swear this happened. The front door started opening. I thought someone was there, but nope, no one there. Then after I locked it, the back door opened. I even put a chair against it, and it opened again. I looked at him with pleading eyes. I thought someone was trying to rob the place. And then when I drove home, I swear, Mason, there was someone in the back seat.
Mason stared at me, and then he broke into jolly guffaws.
Hold on.
That's just old Polly, he said. What? The guy who used to run the shop before died in '02. He likes to keep an eye on this place. Mason shot me a smile, especially the new employees. It's over.
I think I like that one better than the first one.
Yeah.
It was creepier. I'd say like a 4 out of 5 for scary.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
And a 4 out of 5 for entertainment too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry this video was a lot longer than I expected, but
Don't
thank you
be
guys
sorry.
for watching. So make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and follow us on all of our social media. Subscribe, turn on our notifications, and you guys can comment suggestions of things you want to see from this Halloween series, or
More
just
stories.
in general. Yeah.
If you find more stories that you want us to read, and basically just anything for the Halloween series, because we're kind of stuck on what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make it more scary because, like, we like being scared, and we have like one place we can go to that it's like actually haunted, but like we don't know. Just leave suggestions in the comments below.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.
I'll probably just end up making another like bloopers video, because there's like 500 in this one video. We almost fell backwards. We almost got murdered. I screamed.
We all scream for ice cream.